Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy, and we're here to present you our NFL Week 7 wide receiver picks. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This is where you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. And if you haven't already, go check out our site at dfscheatsheet.com. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content such as this video and many more. So make sure to check out the site at dfscheatsheet.com. Hey, how you doing out there, Jeremy?
What's up, man? Just wrapping up NBA. Real nice NBA slate tonight. Really excited to have NBA back. NFL this weekend. DFS is in full swing. Plenty of opportunities to make money here. Make sure that you have at least got yourself done yourself the favor to get a free trial and check out the site.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, things are definitely rolling. Optimizer still has MLB slates on there. NFL, all the slates that you want. FanDuel and DraftKings. NBA, jump on, play any slate you want. FanDuel and DraftKings. Things are definitely going very well right now. I'm ready to get into these wide receiver picks. I definitely think that this week there's some obvious guys that you're really going to want to target, obvious teams that you really want to target in a sense. We're starting to get on the bye weeks in football. So, player pools are starting to get a little bit smaller now. I mean, if you want, I'll get it started. I think this guy is the easiest play there is. It's going to be Thielen. Adam Thielen for the Vikings. I mean, the guy's just the best receiver in the league right now. I mean, it's plain simple. There ain't much else to say about it. I'm gonna go right back to the well. I've played him the past 2 weeks straight, and he hasn't disappointed. Last week he has a monster week. Him and Kirk Cousins, they just have a little connection that they have a little bromance, something going on, bro. But he loves him. He has 81 targets already through 6 games. That's 9 more than anybody else. The next closest person is Antonio Brown. And it's crazy because he's catching 3/4 of his balls that are coming to him at a 75% clip. He's catching the balls thrown at him. And like I said, I mean, he's just the best receiver in the league. I think it's an obvious play against the Jets. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. Minnesota's defense is a little banged up as well. Like I said, the Jets, they've shown the ball the past couple of weeks that they can move it a little bit. And I like Thielen in this game a lot.
Hey, like you said, there's obvious spots this week that you have to attack. I'll just go right off the back of that pick with Thielen and say that this week for sure I could see three-man mini stacks. I would add Diggs right to it. Diggs is in almost as good of a spot as Thielen. Thielen gets Perry Nickerson, 51.73 cornerback rating, and then you look right across the way to Diggs, who gets Morris Claiborne, 50.80 cornerback rating, both of them in ideal situations and matchups. And then like you said, Thielen with 81 targets this year. Diggs is not, from first, second, third, fourth, fifth place, he's not far behind him, but in numbers, he's 21 behind him in total targets. So, through 6 weeks, he's got, what is that? Almost 3 more targets per game than Diggs is getting. But I love Diggs this week. I think Diggs is at a very fair price. I think that there's not a lot of spots this week to go get. You don't have to be cute, right? I mean, you start looking at Minnesota, implied totals that are out there, the Rams #1. You got to go down to the Patriots against the Bears. Not a real attractive matchup from a passing standpoint, in my opinion, for the Bears on that side of it. The Ravens are not sexy. So, to me, right off the bat, I like the mini stack, and I'm taking Stephon Diggs as my first pick and just pairing him right behind Adam Thielen.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that those are, some obvious plays on the week. So I'll move on to my next pick because it's pretty much we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks for the Rams. Cooper Kupp is out for the next couple weeks. So it's going to be all Cooks. It's going to be all, Robert Woods for the most part. Gurley's going to get his uptick in passes as well. The thing I like about Cooks is, he has big playability. He always breaks one in some form. You know what I mean? They hand him the ball off a little bit to run. Maybe he'll get a couple extra targets in the red zone now. That on the opposite side of Robert Woods, and he's got at least 8 targets in every single game this year so far. Besides the last game, he got 6. But the Rams, they pretty much just ran the ball with Gurley last game. He ran for 200 and something plus yards. That was the offense. I can definitely see him getting an easy 10 targets in this game. 7,500. It's a fair, middle of the pack price. So I like him right here. I definitely think he's a good play. He's averaging 14 fantasy points a game on the season already. I definitely can see him, getting a couple extra points this week.
Yep, we're doing the exact same thing, and you can mini stack it. I mean, you could go full blown stack and add Gurley into it and Goff if you want. But I'm going my next pick. I'm going with Robert Woods. Here's the funny thing about Robert Woods to me, and I don't think a lot of people realize this. He's had 3 100-yard receiving games already. So, I mean, he's had last week the injury to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp still came back and played in that game, which was crazy. Were you watching that game?
Which one?
The Rams game with Denver?
I didn't really watch it. I watched a little bit of it, but I mean, I was just keeping an eye on.
It was kind of crazy because you're watching the game and the announcers are like, Cooper Kupp is out. He won't be coming back. And they run a play and Cooper Kupp's on the field. Like the dude just said, hey, I'm playing. But I'm going with Woods on this one. 10 targets last week, 7 receptions, 109 yards. You take a look at it, like I said, 3 100-yard receiving games already. He has 2 games where he had 81 in one of those and 92 in another. So he's very close to having 5 100-yard games, 3 touchdowns. He's gonna step right in. Robert Woods has been an electric wide receiver back in his days in college. It's just a matter of time for Robert Woods to find a situation where he could showcase his skill set. I think that you look at early in that Denver game, he catches a drag route that turns – it's like a 3-yard route that turns into like a 28-yard play. That's Robert Woods. He's a yards after catch guy. And on any given play – I said this in week 1 and week 2 when we talked about Robert Woods. On any given play, the guy can go 80 yards to the house.
Yeah. No, definitely. I like both of those receivers a lot. And, the thing about it is I don't think we're purposely like going with 2 receivers on 2 teams. That's just how it's coming out, this week. I had my picks. You had your picks. We didn't even talk. We're like right before the show, hey, who you got? You tell me. I tell you who I got. And that's just how it worked out. It's crazy because that's the spot. Those are the spots that you really want to target this week. So I'm going to jump into my last pick at tight end, and I think it's going to be Jermaine Kearse for the Jets. All the receiving core they're hurt. Plain and simple. Jermaine Kearse is $5,000, very cheap. Last week he got 10 targets, caught 9 of them for 94 yards. Minnesota, both of their corners possibly may be out. Their starting corners. It would just give them even more of a boost. Darnold has to throw the ball to somebody. And I definitely think that Kearse, has a chance to have a big week. And I think he's going to give you a solid floor for your cash games just based on the fact, he's going to have to get some targets.
Hey, remember my pick, Chris Herndon, the tight end? Everybody's going to – I bet you Chris Herndon gets ownership this week now because of the fact they don't have any receivers. So Anu was already out. Robbie Anderson, hamstring, didn't practice today. Terrell Pryor, he's got a groin. He didn't practice today. So you start looking down that roster of a trustworthy wide receiver, and you start looking at guys like Sharon Peak, Adarius Stewart, Deontay Burnett. Guys nobody's ever heard of before, but you see Jermaine Kearse, the guy's a proven wide receiver who's had some big games in a Jets uniform, also had some big games in a Seahawks uniform. This guy's a really good pick. This is a situation for me where you need to monitor the injury reports. If both Robbie Anderson and Terrell Pryor don't play, this guy's a lock. He's the most well-known name at wide receiver at $5,000 to take up a number 3 spot, the wide receiver number 3 spot. Like the pick a whole lot.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go back to the well. You're going back to the well with Thielen. I'm going back to the well with a guy. I'm going with Jarvis Landry. To me, it's a matter of time. This guy, you take a look at his stats. He gets 10 targets last week, only 2 catches. He has 11 targets the week before, only 5 catches. 10 targets the week before that, only 4 catches. From a target standpoint, you know, the guy's got 67 targets, only 31 receptions, and 1 touchdown. Tampa Bay, not a good team. We've discussed this at length. Not a good defensive team. We've attacked this position before. We've attacked wide receivers against his defense before. And then he goes against MJ Stewart, who is almost the worst rated cornerback when you start looking at individual cornerback ratings. 46.46 is his cornerback is his defensive back rating. I think this is the week that Jarvis Landry gets a touchdown. I think this is a maybe possibly a 24-point week or above. Just a big week that I think Jarvis Landry is finally going to have. He gets a matchup against Tampa Bay. You look at this game, Cleveland's at Tampa Bay. He's going back to the South. The guy went to college in the South, played at Miami, played for Miami in years past. I think he gets that warm Florida air, and the dude just goes off.
Yeah, no, I like to play. I mean, I've been riding him, the past couple of weeks. And like you're saying, I mean, the targets are there. It's not like he's not getting an opportunity. We just got, a couple balls. I watched some of the last game, and a couple balls he should have caught that he just didn't catch. A couple balls, obviously, he couldn't catch. Wasn't the best throw. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to have that game. He has it every single year. The quarterback's not too bad. I mean, I'm really high on Njoku, the tight end this week. I was high on him last week, and he had a really good game. So I watched this game a lot last week, and it's just a matter of time. It's like a ticking time bomb, and he's due for that big game, and he's a very fair price tag as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's all I really got for tight end. You got any other little sneaky plays in there, or are you ready to get out of here?
No, yeah, hey, there are sneaky plays. There are other plays that we like. These are the plays that we're throwing out. They're obvious plays for us. If you want to see the full list of wide receivers that we're playing this week and our wide receiver rankings, don't hesitate. Get the free membership at minimum. If not, promo code is out there for the Luxury Box membership, and you get a cash game lineup on a weekly basis for the main slate with that. These videos, we try to give you guys a couple of really solid picks, but if you want to play all the players that we're playing, our player pool is on our website in the member area. It will go up on Friday night or Saturday morning for that week. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, and hey, that's all we got for this video. We're actually, if you're checking this out, we'll be back, shortly, and we're about to get into our nightly recap of the NBA slate tonight. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back. Good luck this week on NFL. If you don't come back and check out the videos, hopefully you subscribe though, and you watch all of our videos. We have a lot of really good stuff. Check out the website dfsgsheet.com. Later.